We are getting ready to make homemade cheddar biscuits. Oh my goodness, like Red Lobster. Delicious. People are always asking me, what do I like to cook? What do I like to make? What's my favorite dish to make? I'd have to say breads and biscuits. I love them, they just don't love me back so much, okay? If I ate them as much as I like to make them, probably have to wheel me out of here in something, okay? But these are amazing. I am putting my flour into my food processor. You do not necessarily have to have a food processor for this. You can do it by hand. It's just easier for me to pulse the butter in. Now, I don't have a lot of the ingredients out because everything needs to stay cold. So my butter needs to stay cold. Everything needs to stay cold. To this flour, I am adding some baking powder. Now, the entire recipe and instructions will be on my website, pamspreps.com. Okay, so to that, I am adding in a garlic and herb mixture that I am working on, okay, like my all purpose seasoning. So you will not have this because this is mine, but just use garlic powder, and I will have garlic powder actually in the recipe. But as you can see, this actually has some herbs and things in it. So I'm using that in mine today, okay? So I'm going to pulse this a couple of times. Then I'm going to grab my butter and we'll put that in too. I'm going to pulse it just a couple of times first before putting the butter in because I want to incorporate the seasonings that I have in there. Okay, so we're going to put our butter in. It is nice and cold. I actually had it sitting in the freezer after I cut it up. So just sprinkle this around if you're using a food processor. If not, go ahead and put it in your flour mixture like I'm doing. And you can use a fork, a pastry cutter, or whatever you have to break it up. You want to crumble it all throughout this flour until it's like pea size, very small crumbs. Okay. Now, if you're using a food processor, you just want to pulse it. You don't want to run it on low or high because you don't want the butter to melt. You just want it to turn into fine crumbs. Okay. Okay, from here, we're going to fold in our cheese. Break up that little piece. Okay, then make a well in the center of your dish. Once you have that well, go ahead and pour water in. Now, I like to start off putting my water in, not all of it at once, okay? Because it's going to depend on how much flour you have and just sometimes the atmosphere, how much water you'll need. So we're going to start off with some. And along with this, we're adding in our honey. Just drizzle it in. Now we're going to start combining this until it becomes like a sticky dough. Adding in water as we need. Now, there are a couple of tricks to getting your biscuits to be flaky as well as to rise properly. Okay, so that's good enough. You want to work with well-floured hands. There are a couple of tricks to get your biscuits to be really flaky as well as rise properly, and we'll get to those as we go along. But you need to work with a well-floured surface and hands. So we're going to put flour on our hands as well as our surface, making sure we have plenty available, okay? And if you feel you need to wear gloves, okay? This is for me and my family, so I don't need them. Okay, pour that dough out on the floured surface. Sprinkle a little of your flour on top here, and you just want to push it together with your hands. Knead it just a few times, 3 or 4 times, not much. You just want it to come together a little bit, but we do not want to overwork this or we'll have tough biscuits. Okay, so now take your rolling pin, which should have been in the refrigerator, keeping everything cold. Put some flour on it, okay? And then go ahead, add flour if you need to the top so it won't stick. You want to roll it out into a rectangle the best you can. Making sure you can keep incorporating that flour so it won't stick, all right? Doesn't have to be a perfect rectangle. You just need a rectangle size. Once you get that rectangle like that, doesn't have to be perfect like I said, take it and fold this half in just like you would an envelope, okay? And then fold that half on top of that, press down. Now we're going to rotate this, press down on it. Again, using flour, your hands will get sticky. So make sure you have plenty of flour by pressing it out, rolling it some if you need to. Again, we're going for a rectangle here. All right. You want to do this folding process at least minimum 3 times, okay? This is going to ensure that your biscuits come out flaky. Fold it over again and again. Now this time we're going to need to put some flour up under here because as you can see, it's starting to stick a little bit. Pick it up, spread that flour around, sit it back down, and press it again into a rectangle. Feel free to use that rolling pin to get that rectangle, okay? Just don't press down too hard. Go ahead, fold it again. Fold it again. Now, before we roll it out into another rectangle again, you want to grab your skillet, your baking dish. I'm using a cast iron skillet. I'm just going to put a little butter on the bottom of it. Your cast iron skillet, if it's well seasoned, it won't stick, but this will ensure just a little bit more extra crispiness on the bottom of your biscuits, okay? You don't have to use a cast iron skillet. You can use any baking dish you want for this process, okay? We just want to make sure our skillet is ready for us. Okay, so we're going to roll this out one more time. Okay, and now it's time for us to cut. I am using a glass because I don't have an actual pastry cutter, actually. But when you're getting ready to cut your biscuits out, do not press whatever you are using to cut them out with. Do not press down and twist. That kind of seals the sides, which keeps them from rising tall. So you just want to press down, straight down. You'll hear it. If you anything, you can go back and forth if you need to get your tool out and then come straight back up, okay? Put more flour. Continue to put flour on your cutter. Whatever cutter you're using, continue to put flour on it, okay? So it can go down and come back up. Straight down. Don't twist. Once you're at the bottom, you can shake just a little bit, but don't twist and come back up, okay? And then when you get ready to pick them up, move the dough from around the sides and pick them up this way. There you have your nice biscuit. Now, when you put them in your skillet, your baking dish, or what have you, you want to make sure the sides are touching. That's going to help them rise, okay? Take your dough, fold it over again, press it down. Use your flour. Press down. I'm going to cut the rest of these out and we'll be back. Okay, we are ready for the oven. 425 degrees Fahrenheit is what you should have your oven preheated to for about 20 minutes or until they're golden brown and have risen. We'll be back. Ooh, okay, look, they are freshly out of the oven. The first thing you want to do as soon as they come out is brush them. This is butter with some of my garlic herb seasoning. Just mix you some garlic and butter together. And you want to spread this all over the biscuits, getting all down in between them and everything. Put plenty of this on it. This is amazing. Oh my goodness, they smell so good. Ooh, cannot wait. Oh my goodness. Look, y'all. Don't they look amazing? Oh my goodness. Nice rise on them. Delicious. If you are new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today here in my kitchen. I really do appreciate each and every one of you all. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And channel members, thank you so much for your loyal, faithful support. Remember, the entire recipe, including the instructions and everything you need to do this in your kitchen, will be on my website, pamspreps.com. Don't forget to check out my other channels, Pam's POV, Pam's Pop-Ups, and At the Scaredy Cat Gardener, all on YouTube. Now, time for a taste test. And this actually made 10, and I used my smaller cast iron skillet, so it only fit 8. So I've got 2 more here. So I'm just going to crack one of these open. Ooh, this glass is hot. Oh my goodness, because I need y'all to see. I need y'all to see. Ooh, ooh, wee. Hot, 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 hot. Let's break into it. Set this aside. Oh my goodness, y'all. Ooh. Oh. So y'all can see how nice and fluffy it is. See the other side. Nice. Look at that. Look at that steam. Look at the pockets of the cheddar in there. See that? Oh my goodness. And the layers. Can you see the layers in there? The layers of the bread, the dough. Oh my goodness. Oh, it smells delicious. Oh my goodness. It's hot. Delicious. Oh my goodness. Time for me to fix some breakfast to go with my cheddar biscuits. Amazingly delicious. Thank you all once again, and I will see you all next time. The good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Bye-bye.